Feet hurting, world full of busy bees working. I ain't never met a free person. I don't get along with these earthlings. I'm trying to seek purpose, fight for something I believe's worth it. Feel the curse, I'ma reverse it. I don't dream cause I sleep nervous. Yet I keep flirting, face death like a Steve Irwin. Whole heat, I'ma drink thermos. Tell the bartender keep serving. I'm trying to be perfect, using dirty shit to clean dirt with. Only happy when the weed burning. Traded oxygen to breathe herping. Till I see curtains, lungs fail and they cease working. Air is something that I need urgent. Suffocating, trying to squeeze words in. What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last trek. Mad blessed, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address, down on my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Sweater shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt, never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever and the last left.
I let the record show, I let the tech explode. Put on the weapon show, pull up the Texaco. Knuckles in Mexico. Call up the technical. They know the text will blow. Shot to Plexico. Turn you to vegetable. Body electrical. Acid and alkaline. Body so flexible. The shooter's feast like a Uber Eats. Got a group of these suited these scooter bees. But letting the Uzi and Ruger speak. An American got up in Cuba eats. The powers they seek and powers the weak. They following creeps. Powers that be inherit the world from cowards and sheep. Been to the mountaintop towers and peaks. Flowers and sweets and showered our feet. The lightning and thunder that shower the sleep. Shower the D's. It's not a verse, it's our receipts.
What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last trek. Mad blessed, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address, down on my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Sweater shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt, never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever and the last left.
It's like a track finish. I attract women, they the bad women. I'ma splash in them, leave a bag with them. Then I raise seeds to be mad different. If I die now, I'm coming back in them. Cause they dad missing, but they cash dripping. Cause they royalty, so they brag different. Ain't no ass kissing, never had feelings. Seen a white victim and a black witness. Mac ripping on my last mission. Yak sipping, blowing blackism. Gat missing, he was lack slipping. Smack hit him, now we act different. Apparition, the bad vision. The Mac a chip him, a crash the system. Uncle Tom, cause you that willing. Fuck the law, I'm going back to living. Astral prisms of black religions. Activisms of conversations. Sacrilegious, the palms of Satan. Black magicians, Babylon erasing. Raise our hands to the God we praising. Hustling, the marathon we racing. Nipsey at the finish line, he waiting.
What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last trek. Mad blessed, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address, down on my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Sweater shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt, never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet.
There you have it, family. Last breath off of that Holy Ghost #2. That album by Black Magic featuring Cambada. Alright. That's Red Pill and Blue Pill featured on the Cambada track. Shout out to Cambada, the legend, the God MC. Shout out to Brother Rich, Father Rich, aka Black Magic, the producer of the year. Okay? And that's the album of the year. I don't know what these I don't know what the I guess we are not the same. I hear people floating around album of the year from these mainstream artists, and that shit is hot basura. I don't want to hear that shit, man. Give some respect to the motherfucking underground. You know what I'm talking about? Give some respect to you nigga. I throw an album out there. This the album of the year, and let's go ahead and have a healthy debate. We could go track for track. Pull anybody. YBN Corday. Who else? Who else? Rick Ross. Who else is niggas pulling from the hat? Give me one of these commercial artists that they pulling from the hat. You know what I'm talking about? Give me one. It's a lot of niggas dropping projects and weed plates and frisbees and whatnot because Freddie Gibbs, let's go. A weed plate compared to that. Let's talk. Give me somebody else. Beast Coast, weed plate. I had to take the call. That was Mama Pill. Now, Freddie Gibbs, it's not a weed plate, but it's not Holy Ghost, too. Trey the Truth, nah. E40, E-Fizzle, nah. These are some good projects. Daylight is a beast, nah. Zero is a beast, but nah. We saying that these are good artists, but they don't have a complete compendium. Tiger, facts, nah. They don't got a compendium of fire-ass tracks. I'm talking about lyrics. I'm talking about cadence. I'm talking about hooks. I'm talking production. The Twin album is not in the conversation. We dropped that in 2018, I think. That's not even this year. We talking about Dave East? No, nah. He didn't even drop a complete album. Nah. Get out of here. He got bars, but nigga, he don't got bars. He's not Cosmic. Don't name nobody that's not Cosmic. How about that? I'm not fucking with these earthlings. We're not talking about these human bars where niggas is still talking about the same shit that Jay-Z introduced to the game 20 years ago. Miss me with all of that bullshit. How many ways can niggas think of how to rhyme, how to sell fucking cocaine? We're not talking about classic albums other than this year, though. Let's be clear. Yeah, Freddie Gibbs is fire. I fucks with Freddie. Pause. Yeah, he got some heat, but he don't got that heat. He don't got that heat. Somebody said Megan Trainor. Lupe Fiasco, did he drop a project? Give me a quotable. Did he drop a project? I don't. Soulja Boy. That's right. The comeback of the year. Hot Basuda. Hot Basuda. Hot Basuda. I like the I'm So Brooklyn remixes, the Casanova shit. I like the remixes, Mano, Papoose, a few other, but that's a hot single. But it ain't Cosmic. Yeah, Meg Thee Stallion is harder than some of these niggas. How about it? Meg Thee Stallion is, yeah. Meg Thee Stallion, ASAP Rocky's new single, I don't think so. Nah. He's all right. But he's not real. You know what I'm talking about? Big Sean got bars. But that's not what... He didn't drop an album. Y'all are reaching right now. You're pulling straws. You're pulling the straws. And I'm not... Don't give me Astro World. It didn't drop this year. Shout out to, you know, Travis Snott. Somebody said. Travis Snott. I like the documentary that I saw on Netflix. Right? Cool. But I'm being dead serious right now. And I'm not being braggadocio. But this Rhapsody, that Eve album is fire. That Eve album by Rhapsody is fire, but nah. She's coming, nah. She's coming a little, she's in the race, but niggas done took off on her. I'm sorry. You can't give me a track on her album that's better than Spellbound. The song that Cambada has for the ladies. Now, y'all gonna go run to the streaming networks and try to go find Holy Ghost Part 2. It's not out until the 13th. Why is that? Because Father Rich and Cambada are being supported by the people. They're buying the physical copy. I know that makes a lot of people that's on that free shit mad, but you gotta respect the independence of artists who don't want to go along with this failed business model that keeps all of your favorite rappers are washing up on the Bahama shores when fucking Hurricane Dorian is washing niggas up on the shore. A lot of your favorite rappers are washed up on the shore, right? Because they not eating. They in the middle of the ocean drowning, looking real bad. They've been lying to you all their fucking lives. Go and watch Drink Champs. Go and watch all of these podcasts where the rappers come clean. Go and watch Snoop Dogg when he explains how everybody was broke until Master P came along. That's a Snapple fact. He said Master P was the only one really getting money. That's factory, nigga. That's factology. That's facsimilian. Okay? It's not, I'm not making this up. He said that the only one that was making real money, fuck all of that goat talk. I don't even want to talk about the goats. He said, this is coming from Master P. I mean, this is coming from Snoop Doggy Dogg, the nigga who everybody thought was rich. He did not make money with Death Row. He was not making money with all of those millions of records sold. Somehow, some way, they still found a way not to get my dude no money. So the man out of New Orleans, right, the people looked down on because they felt that he wasn't even a lyricist, that he didn't have bars. But what was he? He was like many of our ancestors who come out of the South, right? Many of our ancestors who come out of the South, he was a business-minded mogul. You have ancestors who came out of the South in the 1800s owning estates. You have men and women, right, coming out of the South. Because a lot of, I mean, when you really look at it, go and pull up the Wikipedia on most of our black millionaires. They come out of the South. And I'm not creating no kind of regional shift or whatnot, or no kind of regional outside is better than yours. But the mind state of our brothers and sisters from out of the South, especially from what they went through under the boot of Jim Crow and white supremacy, it made them a beast. Okay? It made them a monster. Yeah, Jay Prince, talk black to me. It made them monsters. And even the ones who popped off in Detroit with Motown, even the ones who popped off in New York, even the ones who popped off in LA, they all were migrating from the South. Keep in mind, the same migration that you see taking place right now called reverse migration because of gentrification, where they're pushing people out. People are looking for better places or cheaper places to live. So niggas have packed their bag and got on a China bus and they headed south, because the rent in a big city on the East Coast is astronomical. The rent on the West Coast is astronomical. So it's defined by sociologists and social engineers. This is defined as reversed migration. Okay, this is a reverse migration. This is this is going to be identified as the mass exodus, but it's a reverse exodus. It's going back home to the South. It's going back home to the South. So I don't want to hear about Death Row was the GOAT. Nigga, Hasbro, the same company that brought out G.I. Joe and My Little Pony, they own Death Row. So don't blame it on Suge. Somebody's business wasn't right. Somebody's business wasn't right. But he said that Master P, this is what Snoop Dogg said, Master P was able to really pay that man. He said when he came to sign to him, it was $1 million up front. Is the China bus Peter Pan? Hell nah. The China bus is the China bus. Real niggas don't ride Peter Pan, fam. FYI. News alert. Big man no ride Peter Pan no more. We do the China bus. You know what I'm saying? We fuck with the China bus. We don't do Peter Pan. Peter Pan make 80 stops. It's a bunch of crackheads smoking in the bathroom. We don't do Peter Pan and Greyhound no more. You know what I'm talking about? We do the China bus. They might not even have the China bus where you niggas live at. But in New York City, the China bus goes everywhere. They got routes, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? They got I-95 routes. They're dropping you off anywhere that you want to go. They got a China bus to California. It takes 4 days to get there. How about that? You know what I mean? And the shit is probably $80. But kudos on the independent mastermind who is known as Percy Miller, BKA, better known as Master P, because he redefined the quote-unquote get money business model that the people in Detroit and Stack Records in Philadelphia and Motown, they perfected it. Then the mob came in and they basically messed up. You know, they put niggas in slavery, because keep in mind the contracts that the artists sign, that the small hats put in front of them, are ways to trap them in paper slavery. You see it. I mean, if you got Roku, or if you got Hulu, or if you got cable, go and watch Where Are They Now? Go and watch Unsung. And go and watch Unsung, Where Are They Now? What Happened to That Nigga? All of these shows. And they'll show you that every single person who comes on that show is going to share with you a similar story. It's almost like a fucking rerun. It almost like they had a line of niggas coming in to tell the same story, because it all boils down to these niggas didn't know the business and they got raped. Okay? You're looking at rape victims. Let's be clear. Yeah, the tall Israeli, Liar Cohen and all of them with that 360 deal where he's basically robbing niggas of everything. You're signing over your whole life. So these rappers who be looking frustrated and whatnot, wearing rented clothes, these niggas is buying their outfits from a consignment shop, rented jewelry. It ain't even their shit. Rented cars, motherfucking houses rented. You don't even own your property. They was just flossing. They was doing a lot of fronting, and nobody holds them accountable for that shit. Niggas just be on some boo-hoo shit like, oh, we feel sorry for them. Fuck them niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Get the fuck out of here. How the fuck in the 1980s y'all didn't know what was happening to the brothers in the 60s and the 70s? I understand that y'all was hungry and you wanted to sell your publishing because you wanted to floss on people who was flossing on you. But that's where you went wrong. It's a price to pay for ignorant shit. And a lot of these rappers were ignorant, but I don't blame it on them. I blame it on a black godfather. I blame it on Quincy Jones. I blame it on Prince. Not really Prince, because he made a stance. So let me take that back. I don't blame anything on Prince. You know what I'm saying? I don't even blame it on Michael Jackson, because he got up in front of the Sony building and tried to warn niggas about getting them volunteering themselves into slavery. He did say that. He did stand up and put his neck on the line to say, do not voluntarily sign yourself up to these major labels. Tommy Mottola is the devil. It came out of his mouth. He said it. But where the fuck was Clarence Savant? Where's all of these people who should be opening up foundations, opening up bringing workshops to the ghetto or to the hood? Have some way that, yeah, Prince was definitely a real one. They should have some kind of buffer system to protect all of these young brothers and sisters that are getting eaten up inside of this industry by these robber barons. All of these chichiman, all of these niggas that touched their toes, who was down with the motherfucking, they was down with the rapery. Clive Davis, right? The CIA wrote a white paper. This is all facts. I'm not shooting from the hip. I don't do conspiracy theories. None of that. The CIA put out a white paper in the 60s at the height of black music, black owned music, right? I'm talking about black owned, black distributed music. And the one who picked up that white paper and implemented, because the white paper said that the major labels have to find a way to invade or interject themselves into the business model of these independent black powerhouse labels, right? Clive Davis was the one who basically picked up that mantle and ran with it. And he was one of the first ones who infiltrated. That was on him. So he gets the first shots. Now, all of these black men who you seen, Andre Harrell, who's the do boys? Who's all of the fuck boys? Andre Harrell, Steve Stout. I'm thinking of the other one. It's a few of them. Andre Harrell, Steve Stout. It was a bunch of them. Russell Simmons, Hustle Simmons, Touch Your Toes, Before Yoga. Before the yoga, that nigga was touching his toes and holding his legs back before yoga. That's why he know how to do it so good. Yeah, who was the nigga with Babyface? All of these niggas was guilty, bro. All of these niggas was guilty. Of what? Of not hipping, not telling, and not sharing the information with these unsuspecting young men and women who were signing their lives away. They robbed TLC. They robbed L.A. Reid. Yeah, L.A. fucking Reid. How can I forget? L.A. Reid. You know, he's one of the main culprits. Robbed Left Eye, robbed TLC, was robbing, I think Tevin Campbell. I don't know. They was just catching bodies. Catching bodies. So I'm like, yeah, Kevin Lyles and a few of them. When did you ever see, and people like Chris Lighty, I think the brother Shakir Stewart, it's not 100% proven. I don't know, but I've heard that they were trying to hip the brothers and sisters. Yeah, they robbed the whole Atlanta. They robbed all of the early Atlanta. They robbed them. They robbed the whole Atlanta, the early Atlanta. So Def, TLC, you know, Dallas Austin as a producer. All of them got jerked. Pebbles, I think Pebbles was out here robbing motherfuckers. You know? So if they cared about their people, if they were not playing in the devil's playground, if they were not down with the jooks, somebody said, when is my album dropping? Shit. Hell if I know. We still cooking, bro. We still cooking. Yeah, Pebbles was out. Pebbles robbed TLC. Like they were all in on the robbery together, because what's the come up in the industry? You get robbed or you get raped, right? And then by way how you recoup and how you be able to how you're able to get back is that once you learn the game, you now victimize others. Does that sound familiar? You get abused, you get molested, something happens to you, you get done dirty, right? And instead of banging on the ones that did you dirty, instead of banging on the quote-unquote predators, instead of banging on the quote-unquote ops, you get in bed with them and you become one of them, and now you become a wolf looking into the field of all of the sheep. That's what happens inside of the music industry. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand what's being. Of course, Puffy. Let's not play any games. Of course, Puffy. I mean, come on. You see what he did. You see his whole roster. Them niggas is all religious. They all broke. Loon became a Muslim. Mace became a pastor. Craig Mack became a snake oil salesman. A whole bunch of people went crazy. So these men who many of them are questionable in their sexuality. Why do I bring that up? So I don't have to offend anybody that's on the other end of this phone with that are part of the alphabet soup. Because I bring that up for the mere fact that it's always those groups that be scheming on niggas. It's always, and I'm not even speaking about the black ones. I'm talking about their overseers. Like Dave Chappelle said, the white guys that are the G's driving the car with the money. Those would be the small hats. Those would be liberals. Those would be old white men with money. That's the translation. White Zaddy is the G driving the car in the quote-unquote alphabet soup, right? Those are their, what's his name? Ed Bucks. Those are their Jeff Epsteins, right? That's White Zaddy. And once they turn them out, because we spoke about this before. We spoke about domination. We spoke about Roman mind state. We talk about Greco-Roman lifestyle. It's a domination lifestyle. You're dominant. If another man is able to do something to you in a way where he's taking your manhood, that man will dominate you, and that man now owns you. It's a new form of slavery, okay? Because keep in mind, anal rape or rape is a form of warfare used in Roman war to do what? To not only subdue, it's called buck breaking, not only subdue, but to control. Because the root word domination, damo, means to control. So these men are being controlled. Yeah, we're going to talk about Malik Yogurt in a minute. These men are not really operating like men. They're being manipulated. They're being controlled. They're being led astray to do a lot of fuckery. And you keep seeing it time after time after time after time. In no way am I negating the evilness and the wickedness of heterosexual men. I'm not that shallow. So let's be clear, okay? I'm not saying that niggas is as straight as 6 o'clock is not out here with some devil in their heart. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there's a mafia inside of the industry. This mafia is what people call a secret society. It's not necessarily on the surface. You don't know who these people are unless you're part of that society. It is a secret society. But in that secret society, the way that they maintain order is through manipulation, through extortion, through lying, through stealing, through murder, through control, and a whole bunch of other things. And what I'm saying is, a lot of these, if we put these niggas in a lineup, Russell Simmons, L.A. Reid, what's the other one? L.A. Reid, what? Andre Harrell. You know what I'm talking about? All of them is moist. All of them is moist. Now, y'all saw what it looked like and what it feels like when somebody who you look up to get around white folk and start acting moist. I don't know if you signed up for that shit, but I didn't sign up to see no shit like that. I'm not riding for that. I ain't jacking that. That's not what's up. That's not what's up. I don't want to hear no nigga around me code switching when white people is around them. If you code switching when white folk come around, nigga, I'm gonna leave you with the white folk. You gonna stay right there, nigga, because you're not gonna keep putting on different. You put a fitted on when you around us, but then you get your shit relaxed when white folk come around. That's not what's up. We not jacking that. You know what I'm talking about? We not doing that. So my hypothesis is, and my theory is, if you niggas is moist, then you can't stand up for yourself because you are always slipping on a slippery floor because everything is moist around you. You know what I'm talking about? You in hurricane waters, my nigga. You can't stand on nothing. You standing on quicksand. Especially if the nigga who's playing in your backyard is White Zaddy. Then who are you loyal to? You're not loyal to us. You're not loyal to your mama. You're not loyal to no black woman. You been violated her. There was something wrong with her that made you run behind Philip Drummond for his drumstick. So we got to question your loyalty. And you'll do some heinous shit against your own to do what? To try to advance in that quote-unquote secret society. To climb the ladder, to sit firmly on a lap of White Zaddy. Am I telling a lie or what? I mean, check. I mean, if I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying? Where's Black Twitter at? You know what I'm talking about? Correct me. But when you look at corporate America, and it's especially, a lot of us are not in the quote unquote, you know, it's very evident in the music industry. It's not that evident in football because we don't have those high ranking moist niggas on the front line like that. It's not that evident in the NBA. We just know that them niggas is $1 million slaves and they've been contracted to be in that, the way that they drew the contracts, the way that they've enacted the rules, the way that they've drawn parameters around our people in those sports, they got them niggas on lock by way of agreement. By way of agreement. These are contracts that they sign upon receiving their bread. So it's certain things that they can do and they cannot do. But I'm mostly speaking about the music industry because the shit is blatant. You can see it. You can see it in Hollywood, but there's nowhere that's that clear that you can see our men are not fucking men anymore. They don't have any backbone. They don't have any testicular fortitude. You mean to tell me this? There's a room of black executives. There's Jay Prince, Suge Knight, right? Let's just use those two. Jay Prince, Suge Knight, and Master P on one side of the table, right? Then you got Russell Simmons, Andre Harrell, and Jay-Z on the other side of the table. Right? Let me not use Jay right now. Let me use the ones who we know is out here really touching their toes. They damn near admitted it. L.A. Reid, Andre Harrell, and Russell Simmons. And then in the middle of the table, you got Jimmy Iovine, Liar Cohen, and what's his name? What's the cracker who gave Puff his label, who I just mentioned? Clive Davis, right? Clive Davis, okay? Who would you trust to negotiate your contract? Who would you bet $1 million on, or who would you bet the bag on that's gonna hold their nuts and not fold and not sell out and not fucking get on top of that table and start dancing? I would say Jay Prince, Suge, and the other nigga would stand tall like men, right? and stand strong and firm. They don't have the same amount of disposable income that these European men have. But what they do have is they have a backbone. And what they do have is they have pride. And what they do have is they have some kind of testicular fortitude. The DNA, whatever DNA that they have in their blood, we're not judging these men as to what their mishaps in life are. We're talking about how these motherfuckers stand inside of a room of executives. You may have never seen that shit. The closest you may have come to watch is The Apprentice to see how niggas look in the boardroom. But I'm saying in real life, when there's millions of dollars at stake, who would you want to speak or to stand for the culture? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I know none of them, cool, but I'm using a hypothetical, saying the lesser of two. Okay? The lesser of two. Because apparently you niggas is looking for Super Negro or motherfucking Shaft or somebody. I don't know. Somebody needs to one day give me the version of the perfect black man. Who is this nigga that y'all keep looking for? Who is this perfect fucking Negro that you are creating in your mind that you niggas could only agree that all right, he's good with us? Like, who is it? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's gonna measure up to all of the fucking standards that this community or people who consider themselves to be woke or conscious be giving niggas. Who the fuck do you think is out here like that? You might as well resurrect Osiris, dust that nigga off, and start wheeling him around, because as far as I know, nobody is on code. Nobody is that fucking aligned in this industry. You got to take the good with the motherfucking ugly, and you're going to figure that out the hard way, unfortunately. Oh, we got somebody in the chat room that said they're the new Malcolm X. Pardon me, guy. Excuse you me. You know what I mean? Excuse you me. Set up a lecture. I'll bring the new Elijah Muhammad and introduce you to, because I met him too. I mean, what game are we playing? You niggas think this is Tekken with the hidden characters. You niggas think this is NBA 2K with your fucking Raiders, the 95% Raider, the user rate. This is not that. You can't, this is not Build-A-Bear, my nigga. This is not Build-A-Bear. This is not Build-A-Bear. You niggas can't build a bear, all right? You gotta have to take people as they come. But what we do need in this community, and this is an emergency, is we need a unified code. We need a code. We need a code, bro. Because if we're not following the code, what are we following? Social media and Black Twitter? What are we following? Let me know. What are we really following? And where is it leading us? Because we're not on one accord, right? The shit come out this weekend where Jay-Z is up there talking, and then somebody is like, it came out in February. Nigga, I didn't see it. This shit is new if I just saw it. Fuck is you talking about? A nigga wilding out, man. A coon, some coon shit. Coon shit is coon shit. It don't have an expiration date on it. My niggas, if you were saying some cool shit in the 90s and they find a clip on that, you might have to answer for that. So anyway, just to show you the power of Tariq Nasheed, right, and his platform, got to give him his props. Because on many occasions, I seen that dude tweet from his fucking Twitter account and it made national news. That's a fact. There's a funnel on Black Twitter. I'm studying the Twitter shit. There's a funnel via Twitter where this nigga's tweets become national news. So I get a phone call. Somebody said, I get a phone call on Saturday. One of my brothers, I ain't even gonna say his name, but he's a big Jay-Z fan, right? He's visibly upset. I mean, he sounds like his heart is broke. He like, yo, Red, you won't believe this shit, son. This nigga Jay-Z just said some crazy shit. I'm like, what happened? What's going on? He like, yo, go on Tariq Nasheed page and check out the shit that he put up. So I go on there. Nah, it wasn't Black Dot. And it wasn't Blue Pill. So I go in there and I listen to the clip, and I was told that the clip is a soundbite. I'm like, duh, nigga. I know it wasn't the whole shit, but nigga, it don't matter if it's a soundbite. It don't matter if he says some Hidden Colors type shit afterwards. It don't matter if that nigga says some the most profound shit in the next bar. Nigga, the shit that I heard him say was enough for me to say, family, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you crazy? Do you know that we never get around white folk and start talking like that? I don't fuck who the white person is. Oh, you talk around them like we supposed to talk around them. Sir, you know, you be respectful. Sir, black kids growing up in single households was taught by their mama, by their block, by their uncles, and their cousins to fuck the police. Bottom line. Because that's how it's been since the Watts riots, nigga. That's how it's been since the 1800s. Fuck is you talking about? You weird ass nigga. Nigga talking about because we in single parent households that we are impervious to authority. So because we're mad at our fathers, when we see the police, we don't respect authority. Listen, I could pull up this nigga's lyrics. I could pull up like 8 songs that Jay-Z personally wrote. And he was like, I don't respect authority, fuck the police. What is you talking about? My father, who raised me, my father raised me. He told me fuck the police. Fuck is you saying? He told me fuck them niggas. And showed us eyes on the prize and showed us all of the goddamn heinous things that they did in COINTELPRO. Niggas mamas, truth be told, not everybody's, but niggas mamas be the ones that tell them to obey the police. Yo, I don't want you getting shot. If anything ever happens where the police stop you, just obey. Live to fight another day. Boo. You know what I mean? They tell their children that as a protective measures. Everybody mama not gangster like that, where they like, yo, fuck these pigs. Fuck them. The only good pig is a you know what. Shout out to all of the police out there to be watching Melanin Monday. You know what I mean? You niggas too. Shit. Until you start doing citizens arrests on white supremacists, until you niggas start running down on lone wolf shooters, until you niggas start doing something to reverse the curse, what the fuck are you doing? No offense, but that's an honest question. Y'all wearing that badge to do what? You wearing the badge to do what? You could be doing citizens arrests, nigga. I got a whole printout of addresses, names, and social security numbers of niggas that won't smoke with us. What you want to do? You want me to pass that to you? You niggas want to get on your John Wick? So, by somebody of Jay-Z stature who came up in the hood with all of us, we all abide by the same rules. We all were given the same blueprint, my nigga. We all was raised by the same acting crazy, my nigga, and start saying shit that nobody said. We don't say that in the hood. Nobody talks like that. How dare you? And first, and to be honest with you, you're not qualified to speak about any socio-economic issues dealing with black folk because you're not, nigga, who's your master teacher? What books have you read? Are you quoting anybody? You could say, if you want to get up there and talk around issues that are affecting our people, you could begin by quoting Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. You could begin by quoting Elijah Muhammad. You could begin by quoting somebody who's reputable, that has a reputation, who put out, who's an author whose works could be read, whose works could be vetted, and it could be basically going over. You can't speak for you can't speak for us with some fucking, with some felonious ass theory. That shit is a theory. That's a moist theory. We don't talk like that in front of no fucking Peckerwoods. Are you serious? That nigga's completely off code. Shit that we say amongst each other, you don't say that on no stages, on no grand stages with, what's that nigga name? What is it, Van Lathan? Van Jones? Another one? You're not on code. And at this point, you're never going to get on code. You're letting us know that you've now veered off code. And that, my friends, is going to create one of the biggest rifts in our community that we've seen in a very long time. If you don't realize what's going on right now, by him not being on code, there's been a rift that has been created. This nigga's ready to knuckle up because we not riding on Jay-Z's coattail. It's dudes that's ready to fight, bro. It's niggas that's out here still selling crack to niggas' moms like, yo, let Jay-Z live. That's the big homie. He gonna work for us. He know what he doing. It's niggas in the bando selling work to your moms and them. They like, yo, chill, that's my man. He could do no wrong. This whole Black America is the biggest circus show on the planet. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas need to just jump in the middle of Dorian and fucking wash themselves up because niggas need a shower, bro. Niggas need a bath. Like, this whole culture needs a fucking, it needs a cleanse. It needs a cleanse, bro. It really does. It needs a cleanse. This shit is so filthy. It's so infectious at this point. I could be on this show for 8 hours just emoting and spilling out all of this vitriol that I have because of the shit that I keep seeing nonstop, back to back to back to back to back, to show me a few months away from 2020 that we are really lost as a people. It's a fucking, it's a revelation. You know what I'm talking about? It's a revelation, but the 1619 project, nigga, you niggas is a project. They calling it the 1619 project. Niggas is a project, and they don't even gotta live in the projects. And this whole shit is a project. This whole shit has been socially engineered and put together by the people who are in control of these institutions, in control of the media, in control of education, in control of our food, the GMOs, in control of the hospital, the medical systems and everything. Like, it's all fucking hands on deck. And these cocksuckers, they playing for keeps. They playing for keeps. And the COINTELPRO 2.0, I said it before, the coin in the COINTELPRO 2.0, the first coin, the acronym COIN, it stands for the coin, meaning the bag. Meaning, nigga, the paper, the bread, the bitcoins, all the way down to a fucking penny. That's how they buying our people out. That's how they have people, that's how the quote-unquote system is utilizing people who look like us to go against us in this new era of COINTELPRO 2.0, where they have done what? Remember, If you don't realize the play that you saw the other week, then I don't know what to tell you, because this is what happened. All right, let me pull it up. I'm gonna show you what happened. This right here was on 8/8, right?
Between the years 2000 and 2016, the white supremacists were responsible for more homicides than any other domestic extremism movement. Now, I see the distinction you're making, homegrown versus domestic. But let me ask you, can you quantify either one of them for us?
Well, in terms of number of arrests, we have
Hold on. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let me qualify what you're hearing right now. Can you hear it? Can you hear the audio? That's the FBI director, Christopher Wray. Can you hear the audio? The man that you'll hear speaking is the current FBI director, Christopher Wray, and he was speaking to Congress. So I want you to hear something real quick.
Through the third quarter of this fiscal year, had about, give or take, 100 arrests in the international terrorism side, which includes the homegrown violent extremism. This year. But we've also had just about the same number, again, don't quote me to the exact digit, on the domestic terrorism side. And I will say that a majority of the domestic terrorism cases that we've investigated are motivated by some version of what you might call white supremacist violence, but it includes other things as well. I think the greatest terrorist threat to the homeland is the homegrown violent extremists. I will say that we take
foreign inspired,
which is jihadist inspired violence. That does not mean we take
foreign inspired,
which is the homegrown violence. I think the greatest terrorist threat to the homeland is the homegrown violent extremists.
Okay, homegrown violent extremists. You have to know the lexicon if you're following this narrative. I'm only here to help the family overstand, understand, and outerstand what's going on inside of this quote-unquote government and some of the sneaky plays that they're enacting. So when certain things begin to occur, we not out here with our fucking hands in our pockets, mad dumb, like, what just happened? What's going on? No, you have to be ahead of the curve. The homegrown, this is the redesignation for black identity extremists. They got a new name for it. This is their new name.
To the homeland is the homegrown violent extremists. The biggest terrorist threat to the homeland is the homegrown violent extremists. I will say that we take
foreign inspired,
which is jihadist inspired violence.
Jihadist inspired
violence. That does not mean by
TYT's Ken Klippenstein has an exclusive and an amazing article where he has obtained leaked FBI documents that reveal the Bureau's priorities under Trump. And they kind of underscore some things we'd kind of heard in the past, but definitely prove what a lot of us were afraid of. And let's get right to it. Under President Trump, the FBI's official counterterrorism priorities have included black identity extremists, anti-authority extremists, and animal rights/environment.
Anti-authority extremists. That's you niggas with paperwork. Anti-authority extremists. That's the Moors. That's you sovereigns. You're anti-authority extremists.
Environmental extremists, according to leaked Bureau documents obtained exclusively by the Young Turks. So grave did the Bureau consider the threat of black extremists, Ken writes, that from 2019 to 2020, using new designations, it listed the threat at the very top of its counterterrorism priorities, above even terror groups like Al-Qaeda.
And guys, in case you think that it was like a random discriminatory list, meaning like, hey, it could have been that they were going to put it in alphabetical order, but they just happened to put black identity extremists at the top, etc. No, it was in order, and white supremacist extremists, which have been doing most of the killings in this country for since Trump's taken office, were ranked only a medium threat.
Yeah.
So all these mass shootings, or the synagogues, the mosques, the malls, everything, that's a medium threat. At the very top was black people. And the FBI, these are their documents. We obtained their documents. This is not our opinion, okay? Did they cite a single black extremist attack? Not one. Not one.
Can I just say something really quickly about that? Because there is a case, Rakim Balagun, which is often characterized as the first attempted federal prosecution of a black identity extremist since the FBI report about the supposed ideology, which is totally made up and ridiculous. But Balagun, whose legal name is Christopher Daniels, was arrested in December 2017 when officers in riot gear pulled him and his 15-year-old son out of their house and forced them to stand outside in the cold, handcuffed them in their underwear. Balagun spent the next 5 months in jail on a single illegal firearms possession charge. Now remember that this is going to be important with what I'm going to contrast this with. While prosecutors tried and failed to paint him as a domestic terrorist. Where did they get this information on Balagun? An FBI agent testified that he had been under surveillance for 2 years since video of him at an open carry rally against police brutality circulated online.
All right, we'll get back to that. This report that you just heard them talking about, the Young Turks, this report and this news story came out on 8/8, the same day as the Lionsgate, right? On previous shows, we covered that. And we spoke about how rituals and how people take advantage of these alignments, right? Because we're not always on point with doing rituals or doing our work or doing our magic or doing whatever our intention on these dates. But they do. They went to war. They set off the quote unquote war on terror on the spring equinox in 2003, right? Nigga, that's a ritual. The fucking war is still going on. You know what I'm talking about? The war on terra firma, all right? The war's still going on. They put this article out on 8/8. So now, when the article comes out, it's basically, you know, we might not hear about it, but that doesn't take away the fact that the ritual is already done. That it's basically, you know, when you know, like if you send something to the Library of Congress or when you copyright something, it's basically time stamped and it stands the way that it is what it is. It's right there. It don't matter if you've seen it or not. It's still stamped. It's still time stamped. So, yeah, Empress B444, do me a favor and get Real Truth the fuck out of here, all right? Thank you. Give him, send him somewhere else. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna rendition this nigga and put him in one of our secret jails. But what we have taking place right now inside of politics, what we have taking place right now inside of our community is the FBI, right? Who choke no joke, or the feds for that matter, who choke no joke, exposed that Rock Nation, right? I also broke it down in Into Deep 2.2. I had a whole segment where I showed how the COO or the Chief Operating Officer, Desiree Perez, is basically a federal informant, right? She got bagged. She helped put away some of the top cartel members inside of these are ties to Colombian and Mexican cartels. She got caught with 30 some odd bricks. This is one of the presidents of Rock Nation. So Rock Nation as a company is in bed with the federal government because one of their informants is the president of this man's label, right? Shout out to everybody that got the Into Deep 2.2 what was it, 5-hour lecture. Thank you for everyone's support. For everybody else that wants to view that, you know what to do. Send that email and that Cash App and $20 to PhilMoreland, $PhilMoreland, and you will get it video on demand and an email. We don't do DVDs no more. We do email. We send out physical videos. Niggas don't even have DVD players. So I don't know. That's why I can't even see Hidden Colors 5. Nigga, I got the DVD, but I don't got a DVD player. I need help. But anyway, it was exposed. It was re-exposed because it been exposed by Daily News and a few other people about the New York Post was on Jay-Z and them's ass, pause, a few years ago. Dame Dash exposed it a few years ago. Choke No Joke brought it back to light about the federal connection between Roc Nation, Jay-Z, and this lady Desiree, right? Perez. So that report about the black identity extremists, that's the feds that brought that out. That's Christopher Wray, that's Trump administration, that's DOJ, that's the federal government. That's the same people who are, that's J. Edgar Hoover and them. That's the same people who brought out the quote-unquote COINTELPRO, and they went and they buried Garvey, they buried the Panthers, they buried all of your leaders going from the goddamn 30s all the way up to goddamn the 70s. It was the federales. It was the federal government who was the ones who crushed and silenced and shot the fucking wheels off of the Black Power bus. That's the feds, right? You got brothers and sisters doing 44 years in a box, right? Behavior modification, going inside of the Panthers' brains and whatnot, tweaking them. You got Asada on the run. You got my dude Mamiya on locked up on the motherfucking death row. You know what I mean? You got Matulu. You have hundreds of political prisoners off of the first COINTELPRO. So now there's a new COINTELPRO. So a brother like Jay-Z has to make a designation to distance himself from ever being painted with any of these brushes as being an extremist. So a line has been drawn inside of this movement where people like Jay-Z are now social justice warriors who are able to sit with the NFL. He will never be designated a black extremist. But them niggas over there, with the bullhorns and the red, black, and green flags, and they not down with Malik Yoba, they not running with Malik Yogurt. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to date trannies. Yeah, those niggas. You know what I mean? They're not gonna bend and touch their toes. We can't shame them into fucking with transsexuals. Yeah, Dave Chappelle and those niggas, those are the extremists over there. There's a line, there's a line in the sand that has been drawn. And you don't even notice that. You have not seen that. That as soon as that report came out, this nigga popped up with Roger Goodell. Like, I might be on my stay woke shit, but I'm safe woke. I'm diet woke. I'm not here to, he said it in the video, I don't want to offend nobody. There's a non-smoking policy in New York City housing these days. Meaning that you can't smoke in the projects, my nigga. This nigga don't want no smoke. He's in Marcy with the no smoking sign. He don't want to light up he don't even want to light a match. He's letting you know, I don't want no smoke. I'm not here for that. We done with the kneeling. Let's get to the cooning. Let's get to the dancing, my nigga. Let's get to, this nigga is doing an NFL show with Megan Trainor from the 4. Remember the 4 with Khaled and remember, I got that bass. Nigga, this is a cow tipper. Who is this bitch? Where did she come from? What the fuck made it? What? How is she gonna be standing on the stage for social justice? Megan Trainor? Megan Trainor? Who is she? Is she from Disney or someplace? Like, this chick is from Nickelodeon? And Meek Mills. What is Meek Mill gonna rap about? What is he gonna do? The intro? How is Meek Mill? I understand that he got his case thrown out, but nigga, you didn't know what was going on? That was the old school. I'm gonna play my part until I get this case thrown out. Meek Mill would have done anything that anybody told him to do to get the case thrown out. And the reason why that case got thrown out is because he has billionaires backing him now. What is Meek Mill gonna do at the NFL show? I like the album Championships. I like Trauma. But let's be clear. That nigga's whole catalog is about selling drugs and getting niggas' wigs pushed back. What the fuck is he gonna get up there and sing about? What is he gonna rap about? Nigga, he's a gangster rapper. I'm just saying. How fucking stupid is Black America looking in the eyes of you know, the ratchet Black America? Oh, they eating they Popeyes chicken. They love this shit. This is a fucking nigga dream come true. This is Ratchet Mondays, you know, going commercial. They just think that they look cute in front of the world. But the civilized world is looking at you uncivilized knuckle draggers as the motherfucking pieces of the zombies that you are. You look real fucking stupid in front of the world. The NFL is giggling. They got a coke dealer on stage being the face of your salvation. They got an ex-fucking drug dealer on stage bringing in mad other drug dealers to try to help slow down the fucking revolving doors of niggas going into the prison industry. When they're listening to this nigga's music, driving with no brakes into the federal penitentiary. Nigga, that's marching orders. They're getting their marching orders from the same people who they just elected to say that they here to save you niggas. You are doomed. You are doomed. You're done. You're done. You're toast. Let's just be honest with ourselves. They sent our all of this work that's being done got pushed back about 20 years just now with the shit going on in the commercial market, the woke marketplace. They're pushing back any fucking strides that a lot of brothers and sisters who died penniless, the Dr. Benz and the Dr. Clarks and the Dr. Sabies and the Dr. Francis Cress Welsons, they're pushing all of their work to the fucking side. And up until this day, the collective conscious community, number one, 80% of these niggas is quiet. They don't want to say nothing because I understand Jay-Z's the big homie. You know what I mean? Niggas is still vibing off of the Blueprint album. I get it. And number two, niggas is scared. They don't want to say nothing and have to see Tata one day or Tai, whatever the little nigga who be with Jay-Z. They don't want to activate Solange and get the shit beat out of them. You know what I'm talking about? So, no, I mean, niggas is still trying to figure this out. But it's already been figured out. It's already been figured out. We could play and we could joke and we could have fun as a people. This is not playtime though. I'm sorry. This is not playtime. This is not time to play. You cannot play with our nation in the middle of a war, my friend. It's not time for that. So it is time for us to become a lot more serious and a lot more fucking grounded and a lot more on one accord than we have ever been. We have to. And we have to begin because we have to show some kind of collective power or collective, you niggas watching Power, all right? Take notes from fucking Tommy and Ghost and all of them. We're going to have to be hard hitting, my niggas. We're going to have to strike a motherfucking blow and let somebody know that we're serious. But we can't do too many things because you heard what I just played about the fact that
extremist attack, not one. At the very top of its counterterrorism priorities, above even terror groups like Al-Qaeda.
And guys, in case you
That Bureau official counterterrorism priorities have included black identity extremists, anti-authority extremists, and animal rights/environmental extremists, according to leaked Bureau.
Did you just hear him say anti-authority extremists? Anti-authority extremists. What did Jay-Z get on that stage talking about? He made an excuse about why black men are not respecting authority because their daddy is not in the house. That's an anti-authority extremist, right? So the police have an issue where the mall, when they stop people wearing fezzes, the malls is shutting them down. Remember those videos from back in the days? A lot of the people who probably just got into this stuff, you might not even have seen those videos because some of them got scrubbed from the internet. But around 2006, 2007, 2008, there was a plethora of videos on YouTube and other places where authority was being shut down and it was being checked, and niggas was anti-authority. They was like, fuck out of here. You don't got no authority over me. You don't got no jurisdiction. Have a seat. Have a seat. I pay your taxes. I mean, my taxpayer pay your bills. Have a fucking seat. They had people making judges take off their black robe and go in the back. Like I can't do this case. I'm taking my robe off and excusing myself. They had videos where malls was shutting down a whole police force. Guns out and everything. Dude standing there like, yo, get the fuck out of my way. You can't do nothing to me. That's called anti-authority extremism. They redesignated people's demonstration to be a quote-unquote federal threat. A threat. And then they won't necessarily identify, they won't say what black identity extremists is or homeland extremism and whatnot, but you go ahead and you read up on the broad definition that they're calling this. They could basically designate anybody at this point to be a part of that. So you can't really wild out. You gotta speak. You can't even wild out. You just gotta fall back and peep shit and move very cautiously. All right, we got 777 in the chat. Yeah, that's that magic number. We gotta move. We gotta fall back and move very cautiously, because I promise you, it's gonna be niggas that look just like us that's gonna be giving us up to them boys. It's gonna be niggas that you thought was the big homie, and it's gonna be niggas that you thought that was cool with you, pointing you out like, yeah, he's one of them. Him too. Yeah, I seen that nigga on YouTube. He's an extremist. Go get him. Him too. Yeah, him. They will do that to protect their bag, to make sure that their freedom is not taken. I mean, you can't trust nobody at this point. You really can't. So the only, like, I'm not trying to sound pessimistic, but, and I'm not trying to be reactionary either, because this is not even about a reaction. This has been a path that we've been on before these niggas start tap dancing. What we should be focusing on collectively, because, you know, we was like giving these niggas a chance. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was giving these niggas a chance. I thought maybe some shit might happen. But we know now that's not going to be the quote unquote, that's not what's going to happen. That is not what's going to happen. I'm not spending my time. Time is precious. Niggas is like, we just going to wait it out. Look, retard. Time is precious. We're in the quickening. 2020 is going to smack niggas upside the head, and we're not prepared to step into the future. You know what I'm talking about? You know, like we ready for this shit. It's not, it's no. It is not in our favor to play the waiting game in the middle of a quote unquote quiet. It's not even a quiet war. It's a soft war. It's a soft war, and you in the middle of the trade war, and these niggas is talking recession. What's the quickening? The quickening is that summer is over and I don't know where it went. Summer is over and I don't know where it went. I was watching Meg Thee Stallion twerk videos, and next thing I know, when I looked up, the summer was over. You know what I'm talking about? The summer was over. You know what I'm talking about? Hot girl summer over. Now it's a hot girl semester. Time to go back to school. That's what I'm saying. It's a quickening. So time is speeded up. It's speeded up. There's no more regular 24 hours. It's like 18. That's what I mean. It's the quickening. Karma. Remember, karma used to take a while to come back around. You fuck up. You fuck somebody over at 8 a.m. by lunchtime, nigga, a pigeon might shit on top of your head and your food. It's coming right back. It's coming right back. So the quickening dictates that we don't really have time to wait it out. We got to keep it moving. We have to keep it moving. We have to keep it moving. And those thought leaders that so many of us look up to, right? Not, that the family looks up to, that this network, because this network looks up to multiple thought leaders. The family who is in the audience, it is up to you, because it's not going to happen from the top down. It's going to happen from the bottom up. You have to demand that the people who you deem to be serious about this shit and to be quote unquote real with this shit and living this, they got to get together, bro. They got to get together. Shout out to the Shifters. We're going to be in DC reuniting in October. The Shifters will be reuniting. Brother Ben X, RZA Islam, 19 Keys, Derek Grace, Billionaire PA, Red Pill, Blue Pill. Who else am I forgetting? Might be one more person I'm forgetting. But we don't got a problem linking up. We know how to put our ego to the side. And we know how to come together and form Voltron for the betterment of the family. And we not coming together so we can start battle rapping other niggas or nothing. That's not what we do. We're coming together because each one of us are bringing a solution to the table. Pop Darby, who, by the way, is running for city council in his district. We're in DC. We're going to be at the Unity Church, Willie Wilson's Black African church, the church that has a black Jesus on the wall. That's where we're going to get up at. And we not going there to do the Jesus thing either. But we're going to go to the church because that's where we were last year at around the same time in October. So we're reuniting and coming back together. No, it was in September. We was in the Virgin Islands in October. But yeah, we coming back together to make moves, to put an agenda forward for 2020, and to get up there and tell the family some of our accomplishments. Because all of us have accomplished many, many things in the last months. I love all of my brothers. I support and I honor and I salute each one of them. Nobody's perfect. I salute every single one of them. Yeah, Union Temple Baptist Church is where we'll be linking up in October in the DMV. I want everybody in the DMV to pull up because we got work to do. And then when we link up, I hope that inspires a lot of these other thought leaders, internet celebrities, and cultural influencers to come together as well, to link up, because that's where the power is at. Stop playing these fucking ego games where you niggas act like you the Mach D. We know that that's not it right there. That ain't it. And to be honest with you, I don't see a lot of niggas in the kitchen cooking around 2020. I see a lot of people dealing with a lot of egotistical personal shit where they just flossing and, talking about look at me, all of that look at me fake shit. But how many people can you honestly say, there's a few people making moves, but wouldn't they be making more moves if they were linked up with people that were making moves as well? Like, this shit is going at a snail's pace because it's too much individualism. Everybody trying to be the man. Everybody want followers. Everybody want likes. Make sure you hit the like button. You know what I mean?
Documents obtained exclusive.
Are we gonna stream it? I have no idea. I can't say yay or nay. I don't know. You know? So shout out to everybody that's out there doing what needs to be done. I see you. I hear you. I smell you. I feel you. But we gotta put these fucking egos to the side. I know people that was like, I know thought leaders is like, nah, I don't want to come around all y'all niggas because I'm not a shifter. If you don't get your ass out of here with that dumb shit, nigga. If you don't have a fucking seat, man, to get out your egotistical bag. This is for the people. Let the people see the unity. Let the people see that black men who are not at the last fucking stage of their existence, meaning that we're not it's not, because the elders, they come together and they chill, but that's because that's after like 20 years or 30 years of them going after each other and avoiding each other and low key, sneak dissing and all of that stuff. We don't gotta wait till we old ass motherfuckers to say, yo, you know what? You see how like old rappers be on Drink Champs and like all of these podcasts where all of these older rappers from the 80s and the 90s are sitting down and telling their war stories, and then they finally become chill with niggas who they was low-key having these secret wars and sneak dissing and at odds with because ego was in the way. But now everybody's fucking broke. Niggas is doing podcasts to get advertiser money. They not billionaires. They not multi-millionaires. They not sitting comfortably. They are catching up to these young niggas because they didn't fulfill their purpose because these motherfuckers didn't come together. But guess who came together? The white boys at the record label came together. The white boys at the streaming company came together. The white boys at the radio station came together. The white boys at the publicist came together. All of them came together though. You know what I'm talking about? They somehow unified and took all you niggas' money and start throwing fucking crumbs at you. Now, niggas trying to dust themselves off and reinvent themselves in the ninth inning. And all I'm saying is, don't let these Hotep niggas turn into that. Because it's beginning to look like that's what you niggas' designation is gonna be. You niggas is looking like Tower Records to iTunes right now. Meaning that you're not gonna be here in a few years. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be here in a few years. The shift has already taken place. Let's be clear. 2016, nigga, the shift has already taken place. It done went from analog to digital, and a lot of niggas didn't make it. Have you noticed? And then there's another shift coming in 2020, and I just hope and pray that a lot of my brothers and sisters put their egos to the side and link up. You don't gotta link up with everybody. This is not kumbaya, nigga. This is not, this ain't that. But you should link up with some people who are, complementary to your grind, or they complement your mission, or they complement your movement. You need to join networks. Your network is your net worth. So I don't have no problem bringing my network and joining it with other people's network. I've been doing that my whole fucking career. I've been bringing people to meet other people and to link with other people and to build with other. I've been building bridges and building all of these things. Not just me, my brother, and a whole bunch of few other people that I know. Brother Rich has been doing that. So this is something that I know it has longevity to it, and it works. And it works. So, okay, the sister that's asking about the streaming, I'm going to update you with the streaming information because I definitely know that everyone cannot make it. So you have nothing to worry about. We'll make it happen. But let's say that you are not, we don't have a live stream. I'm sure that if you sign up to, what's Brother Ben X has a streaming platform, Black on Demand. Black on Demand, he has a lot of footage from the shifters up there. Never before seen footage. It's all on a private streaming platform, not YouTube. We don't do YouTube for our intellectual property. Too tough, because we don't want YouTube to own our information. We don't want YouTube to own our intellectual property. We don't want that. They could have Melanin Monday and Third Eye Thursday. You know, that's a gift. But real shit, like, you know, real content, like top shelf content, that's for the streaming networks. You know, that 4K, that 8K, my niggas, yeah, that's for the streaming networks. That's for the streaming networks. You know? So we are definitely in a very interesting time. You know, let's talk about the Malik yogurt shit. Okay, let's get into Malik yoga. Now, Malik yoga, right, expressed his love for trans women. Okay? Malik Yogurt came out and expressed, New York Undercover's very own Malik Yoga, New York Undercover, that nigga lived up to the role, came out and expressed his love for transsexual women. Okay? Fellas, you got a shot, because I know that you probably were, you know, following Malik through his career. So here you go. He let you niggas know, shoot your shot. You know what I'm talking about? Slide in the DM and it might go down. Just have your stockings on, you know, have your wig, have the lace front, have your shit together, have your face beat, fellas. You know what I'm talking about? But you might have a shot at Malik Yoga. You know what I mean? The shop is open. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the bussy is open. The shop is open on Malik. But that don't have nothing to do with me. I don't got, you know, that ain't my concern. What that he comes out, that's not my business. What I'm concerned with is his diatribe, right? Lee Daniels, Empire. You know what I'm talking about? I think it's a bussy convention over there, if you ask me. You know, if Lee Daniels is like Suge on a rainbow side, if Lee Daniels signs you up, he's like Harvey. Nigga, you part of you either gonna be part of the team or you was already part of the team. Let's be clear. So it's not the fact that he said that he's into boys or bussy, right? It's the fact that when he came out of the closet, he had a diatribe against heterosexual men, or what they call cis heteros. And I'm like, fam, he was caping or capping for a young man who committed suicide, right? Because his transsexual lover left him. Okay? Then there's a video where this same young man who lived in Philadelphia, right? He killed himself. And there was a video where the young man was leaving the store. Now this man got face tats, piercings and everything. You know, he looks like, if there was ever a look, because there's not a look, but he looked like, you know, one of the newer generation of millennials, you know, like little Uzi Vert in them, you know, dudes that got face tats and piercings. They got the gauge in the air, nose ring, you know, they might have a bone in their nose. They got the facial tats and everything. So the people, he had other homies at the corner store and they was clowning him. Yo, you like men? You like bussy? Oh, nah, oh, hell nah. yo, what's up, son? You good? Like, that's what you into? Like, we didn't know that, you know. And they play in the dozens. They play in the dozens. Somebody said they all sissies. They play in the dozens on him, meaning I don't know if they was ranking on him or, but they wasn't getting violent or anything. They just was like, you know, fuck out of here. So the alphabet community, the alphabet soup community, when that man committed suicide, instead of saying, yo, because he killed himself because his transsexual lover left him. I heard that he was being abusive towards the transsexual. So instead of addressing the fact that real niggas don't kill themselves, right? That's something that we don't do. They wanted to attack the black men who were basically being black men. Nigga, you're not gonna shame me into not being a fucking man around my niggas. If one of my niggas pop out and come out of the corner store with a fucking transsexual, what you want me to do? Hug him? What do you want me to do? I mean, like, really, let's have an honest conversation. You understand? I'm from Brooklyn, and this is not the Papoose remix, nigga. I'm just saying, this is our culture. We will rank on you. If you a little skinny nigga and you pop up with a BBW, we got jokes. You know what I'm saying? If you a BBW and you pop up with a little nigga, we got jokes. If you a sister and you come through with a light-skinned nigga that's pigeon-toed and he got wavy, he got his baby hair, we gonna rank on you. That's just what we do. That's just what we do. We gonna play the dozens, my nigga, because that's what we do. We rank on each other. You understand? I don't give a fuck. It's not a gay thing. It's not an LBGT thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas get it every day. Niggas get it every day. Oh, look at you with that pigeon-toed ass nigga. That light-skinned ass nigga. You need some of this mahogany. You know what I mean? Fuck is you doing? Like, you know, we rank on, that's the culture. So don't ever try to shame black men for, now you can't be black. Now you can't be a fucking, you can't be one of the homies now. Now that's a problem with the alphabet soup. They trying to regulate. How dare y'all come out of left field with your fucking deviancy that really, to be honest with you, that shit is a huge star for law. You know what I mean? That's a humongous pause. Where I'm from, I don't know where the fuck everybody else is from, but where I'm from, that's a huge star for law. That's a humongous pause. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we get to decide if we fuck with you or not after that. But for the people who we do fuck with, because let's be clear, you know, I know a whole bunch of lesbians. You know what I'm saying? I'm not judging none of them. You know, I ain't judging them. But we play the dozens. We play the dozens. You know what I'm saying? We definitely play the dozens. We not gonna act like this shit ain't funny. We're not gonna act so sensitive that we can't inject humor into some shit that would normally make us cry. And I'm not saying hatred. I'm not saying hatred or vitriol. Nobody's running around spewing hate. Nobody's running around because I'm not saying, I don't know what nobody is doing, but I'm saying I'm not speaking about hate. I'm excluding that aspect. That's a whole nother conversation where people are hating and they're using hateful words and they're trying to hate people and they're trying to make people feel like they're hated. I'm not co-signing that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't co-signing that. I ain't with that. I'm not here running around trying to shame nobody or spew hate. Because if I spew hate, I'm the one that got to go home with that shit on my heart. I gotta go to sleep still having hate on my breath. You know what I mean? I'm if I have to conjure up hate, nigga, that's gonna make me sick. So if somebody is hating or spewing hate, then that's shame on them. That's shame on them. You feel me? I don't co-sign hate. There's nothing to hate in this world. You know, if I see one of my brothers or one of my sisters and they may have adopted that lifestyle, it's still love because I still have love. I have to have love in order to understand and to understand what it is that they're doing or how it is that they're living. And to be honest with you, because my mother and my brothers, and we're in the medical field or we're in the healing field, we cannot be biased. We can't be biased, none whatsoever, towards anybody who chooses a quote unquote a walk of life that's not in alignment with what we deem as to be righteous. That's not my quote unquote. I'm a servant to the people.
Exclusively by the Young Turks.
That's a fact. I'm a servant to the people. I saw my mama, right, and other people who I look up to and respect, like Dr. Sabi, cure and help save the lives of many LBGT people throughout my lifetime. I was there when they were their saviors. So, you know, I don't hate. There's no hate. How many of their lives did you save? You know what I'm saying? We you know, I don't even have to say it, you know, but I've seen and I bear witness and I was there when people who I know don't agree with that lifestyle, who don't fuck with that lifestyle, they were there as caring, nurturing healers, putting hands on people, bringing them back to life. The first AIDS patient, Frank White, my mother was the one who administered that person in the beginning. You'll see it in the documentary. So we actually out here saving the Rainbow Coalition. So there's no hate. But nigga, we're gonna rank on you. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna get at you. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna happen. It just happens to, you know, it's equal medicine. Everybody gets their share. So I don't understand why they would be attacking heterosexual men and blaming them on the untimely demise, the unfortunate incident that happened in that young man's life. Okay? I don't know why. So here goes Malik Yoba. Malik Yoga. He starts attacking the misogynistic, heterosexual black men, and we have to learn to love. Let me share something with you. If you had a sexual operation, right, to change your designation, right, from a man to a woman, and somebody pulls up on you thinking that you're a woman, you need to be honest with that man and stop playing this fucking game where you are trying to quote unquote fool or trick. Like, oh, if that nigga don't know, I'm not gonna tell him. No, that should be a crime. That should be a crime. You cannot fool and you cannot trick and you cannot deceive and you cannot put your life on the fucking line and play Russian roulette with a badman, because badman no dress like girl. You know what I'm saying? It's some niggas out here that will pop your top if they found out that nigga you have man parts. That you have man parts. You should wear some rainbow shit. You should basically, you know, you should get a fucking tat on your neck or something that's gonna show, you know what I mean? Like, there should be some kind of sign that shows, fam, this ain't what you want, or this ain't what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I think that that's only right. And there's nothing on this planet that could convince me otherwise. I don't give a fuck if they make it a federal law that niggas don't have to give we can't say no. I don't care. I'll just be in the feds. You better disclose what the fuck is going on and don't play games in these streets, because nobody is out here playing and niggas is not gonna take that lightly. That's just a word of advice. You play with it if you want. You could play Russian roulette in these streets if you want, because some niggas let that shit slide. But 89% of us, we're not letting that slide. We're not letting that go. So that's the whole big thing in their community, to whereas they're out there saying like, yo, men should be speaking to us and not whatchamacallit, and not men should be talking to us and not necessarily discriminating. Nigga, do you know that there's a surplus of women? What the fuck are you talking about? We can't even get to the multitudes of women that's out there. What make you think we want some pussy? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? What kind of logic are you niggas using? What kind of logic is being used? I don't understand. Work with me. There's already a surplus. Translation. We're not gonna be able to sow all of our oats before we leave this planet, because there's too many to catch up with. So you mean to say, even with that being said, you niggas is merging into traffic and you're trying to interrupt that? You know what I'm saying? You're trying to interrupt that? Like, what kind of insanity is going on in this planet? What kind of what is the mind? Because we could talk about mental health issues. We could talk about all, we could get into all of that, but I'm not. I'm just going to say that right there is toxic masculinity. If you niggas want to come up with a definition, that's toxic masculinity. That's someone whose brain is not alkaline. It's sitting in a cesspool of toxicity. To even think, to justify the thought form that you don't have to disclose the fact that, nigga, you shave every 3 days. You know what I'm talking about? And you got more testosterone than a little bit. That's a violation. That's a violation. You know? That's violation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this world is turning into, but that ain't it. So, you know, here you have, you know, it's going to be nonstop. This is never going to stop. The fact that men who you thought were one way are going to reveal themselves to be another way. Women who you thought were one way are going to reveal themselves to be another way. That's just the world that we living in, because 2020 and the world after 2012 is the world of revelation. It's the world where the veils are being lifted. So nobody can necessarily hide in this new world that we exist in, this new reality, this new dimension that we live in. Everything is coming to the forefront. Everything is coming to the forefront. So people who are hiding, who were New York undercover for all of these years, now they're compelled to reveal their quote-unquote truths. But it's even more better. This Malik Yoga story gets even more better. Come to find out, Malik Yoga was actually trying to get ahead of a story that was already about to come out, to whereas a transsexual, I don't know how old this person is at the time, right now, but it was said by this person that Malik Yoga was sexually involved with them when they were underage, right? They were saying that I'm pulling up the Malik Yoga thing right now so I could get complete understanding. I want to get the story straight. But what he's saying is, he was saying, I like transsexual women. He said that he's attracted to them. He didn't say that he was in the pussy though. And now a transsexual came out and said, not only is he into transsexuals, but he's a pedophile. Because he said that Malik was involved with him when he was 13 going up to 16. Nigga, that's a charge. Let's lock this nigga up. Where's Cosby's lawyer at? Let's get this nigga out of here. If that's the truth. For somebody, because we need to get him around all of the transsexuals possible. And I know where they at. They in C-76 on Rikers Island. Get him out of here. You know what I'm talking about? Since he got so much that he wants to say against heterosexual men in hip hop, nigga, you a pedophile. You're Jeffrey Epstein. Well, let's clean you up. You know what I'm talking about? Get him out. If that's true, get him the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Get him out of here. Because, you know, we not we not here for that. We are not here for that. You know? So when this story comes out, I'm like, oh. So this is what was going on more than likely. He was being blackmailed, or he was being extorted, or he was getting pressured by this transsexual to say, yo, you need to pay, you know, my bills for 10 years. Give me some of that empire money. You know, that's what happens when you start getting to the bag. And if you got skeletons in your closet, or if you were dealing with a group of people who are known to be very scandalous, those people are going to come back and bite you in the ass. Pause. So his quote unquote, his him coming out is really, now I'm looking at now is to be looked at with a complete side eye, because you wasn't coming out because you wanted to come out. You was coming out the closet just to get ahead of a story where you was going to be completely outed. So you out yourself, right? You out yourself, and then boom. When that person comes out and tries to out you, they can't, because you already outed yourself. So that's what it's looking like this man is out here motherfucking doing. Okay? And that's your mans in them. So, you know, just a little bit of, you know, just a little bit of updates. The Richard Pryor Jr., the Richard Pryor Jr. and the, what's his name? Paul Mooney. Yeah, you know. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about these niggas and their bussies. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, shit is unfortunate. You know what I mean? It's very unfortunate that that my dude is going out like that. Paul Mooney. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunate that he's going out like that. You know. But if that's what he did, right? Because look. Alright. Here's some context to what I was talking about real quick with the Malik Yoga thing. Malik Yogurt. That's the dude who killed himself.
You said, keep it in being. You fuck what? You fuck what? Bro, you do what? That's thorough? Right, that's not thorough. You sucking dick and all that. That's not thorough, sucking dick and all that. He sucked dick.
So that was the video that they said the young man killed himself. Oh yeah, hold on. I gotta read this nigga's statement. Let's just read the statement. Attention, black men and all men. This is not okay. This video is another heartbreaking example of the homophobia, transphobia, hatred, and hypocrisy we as black folks, black men in particular, have to name, face, and call out and do the work to heal. This is exactly why I'll be at Transmarhondic hosting a workshop called Love and Trauma, the Trans Experience. His name was Maurice Reese Willoughby, a 20-year-old baby. It's not a baby, who killed himself from an apparent drug overdose after his girlfriend left him due to abuse. I don't even want to read no more. You know? If y'all don't know what that is, that's called a marketing ploy. He's selling this case, because this shit was a few weeks old. He's selling that case. He's using that situation to push that date on September 27th in the workshop that nigga's gonna be at. He wants you niggas to pull up. That's why he put that out. He's doing online marketing. That's online marketing, okay? So, you know, to each his own. To each his own. But you got the Richard Pryor, Paul Mooney thing. Homosexual pedophilia. You got this thing with the trainee coming out saying that he was sleeping with him as a young boy. Homosexual pedophilia. You know? And I could go on and name a whole bunch of other situations that are going on. And it's all of the same thing. You know? It's all of the same thing. And to be honest with you, that world that deals heavily in pedophilia. Because the men that are driving the car, the same people that Dave Chappelle was talking about, these older white men who are Juicy Smollett, the ones that are on top of that pyramid. It ain't no niggas driving that car. Let's be clear. All right? Let's be very clear. And if you're in that world, you can attest. It's not black men on the top of that pyramid driving the car. It's old. It's not even old. It's Greco-Romans. They're the ones. But they are tied into the Vatican. Who's at the top of the pyramid? The Pope. Who's at the top of that pyramid? The Vatican. Who's at the top of that pyramid? The cardinals. And everybody else rolling with them, wearing them long ass robes. That's the top of that pyramid. That's the top of it. If you consider yourself a flag waver, then the top, the fucking final boss in that video game, nigga, is Pope Francis. He's a secret Tekken character. Yeah, that's at the top of that pyramid. And at the top of that pyramid is not only pedophilia, but cannibalism, sex trafficking, you know what I'm saying? Bestiality, and a whole bunch of other things. And don't get mad at me for pointing that out, because I'm not even personally taking an attack on you per se. I'm just really, you know, painting a picture and speaking the truth, because it is the truth. I'm not lying. I could go into a whole bunch of speculations, but I won't. I'll stick to the facts. And the facts is, at the top of that pyramid is Pope Benedict and Francis and them. All right? Let's just be clear. And that's not even up for debate. That's not up for debate. So your loyalty doesn't lie with Malcolm X. Your loyalty doesn't lie with Elijah Muhammad. You actually hate them. Your loyalty don't lie with Farrakhan. Your loyalty don't lie with Garvey. Your loyalty don't lie with Phil Valentine. Your loyalty don't lie with Dr. Sabi. Your loyalty don't lie with, definitely not with Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Who does your loyalty lie with? A fucking Roman. Who does your loyalty lie with? Some, Little Richard. I don't know, but it's not one of my heroes. It's not one of my heroes. And that's disheartening sometimes when I think about it, because we don't look up to the same people. You're looking up to fucking Stephen McQueen. You're looking up to Stonewall. You're looking up to people you're looking up to popes and whatnot. You're looking up to Rome. You know what I mean? You're not looking up to some of the master teachers that help rear us and get us to where we're at and to help unplug us from this matrix. Actually, factual, you might be trying to put us back in the matrix with the Roman antics and with your and with the collective, not individual, but that group's collective. What's the word? That group's collective. They just love Rome. I don't know how to fucking else to say it. They love Rome. They love Rome. They love Roman designers, all of them clothes and shit from them Italians, the Roman designers. They love westernized Greco-Roman Judaic society. They love that shit. They go to fucking Paris. They go to Rome. They uphold the empire. You know that they do. Even if you in that world, talk black to me. Let's be fucking on. It's just us. We're talking. If you navigated through the LBGT world, keep it a buck. Is that not the mind state? Is it not a Greco-Roman? Because we could talk about the egregor. We could talk about the collective mind state that hovers above that world. We could talk about the groupthink but they don't celebrate Africa. And if they do, it's from a charity perspective, like, oh, we just helping clear the flies off of these children's face so we could beat it and whatnot. Oh, we're just, bringing some Avion water to this village and whatnot. It's always from this place of this fake ass savior, motherfucking, this savior, this fake savior complex that the Europeans put on you. Right? It's always this savior complex, like, y'all coming in to help people and whatnot. But it's definitely a pro-Roman, pro-European, pro-cracker, pro-white supremacy mind state that's driving that bus. On the women's side, white feminism driving that bus. On the brother's side, on the men's side, white superiority driving that bus on Bussy Highway. It's not African centered. For that nigga, what's my nigga? What's the name? Judeo or whatever. What's his dude? The dude is down with Janelle Monáe, who's a pansexual. I don't even know what the fuck a pansexual is. The Bussy bus on the Hershey Highway. No, it's not pro-African. Jadena. It's not, that's not pro-African. So how the fuck would that thrive in Africa if that's not an African mind state? That's what we encountered when we crossed the Mediterranean. That's what we encountered when we went into the Iberian Peninsula, into places of Europe and whatnot. Was it in North Africa? Probably. Those borders and whatnot, like North Africa. Carthage was conquered by the Romans. The Byzantine Empire conquered North Africa. So did they bring homosexuality into Egypt when the Mamelukes and all of them and the Ottomans invaded? Probably so. Yeah, probably so, because I know that the Arabs and whatnot, they like playing in bussy. That's their thing as well. Okay? That's their thing as well. Talk to anybody that was serving a tour of duty in Afghanistan and talk to anybody serving a tour of duty in Iraq, and they will tell you about the warlords and the quote unquote big dogs in the villages. They play with the little boys. What is it called? Baz something, BAZ something, right? That's their delicatessen. That's their pastime that they like to play in little boys. They like to play with little boys over in Afghanistan. Grown ass men. Taliban, my nigga. Taliban. Nigga. Taliban. Playing with little boys. Right? I'm not making this up. I am not making this up. It's called Baka Boys. BACHA boys. Baka or Bacha boys. That's their thing. That's their thing. That's what they into. They got soldiers that was like, hold on. We coming over here to help fight the Taliban, but the niggas who we supposed to be protecting, they out here chasing bussy all day. They out here chasing Afghanistan bussy. Desert bussy. You know what I mean? You had Christian soldiers, niggas that had the Bible, clutching the Bible when we fighting for Jesus, and they was confused. They like, hold on, these men are not even hetero. Like, what are we've defending them? Yeah, from the ages as young as 4 years old, they are committing. It's not just the fact that they're attracted to men. They're pedophiles, my loved ones out there. These are pedophiles in the Middle East. So to say that it existed in Africa, it might have, but it didn't exist in Africa. You know, it didn't exist in Africa. It might have existed after the Carthaginians were defeated in the Punic Wars by the Romans. It might have existed when the Byzantine Empire was basically pillaging North Africa. It might have existed after the Greco-Romans defeated the Egyptians in the rise of the Ptolemy Empire and stuff like that. That's when all of these invasions took place. So if you're gonna point to that, because the man got on the Breakfast Club and said that there were homosexual societies in Africa that were thriving, and I'm ready to debate that dude. I'm not me per se, because that's not, to be honest with you, I'll never get on no national stage to debate sexuality. That's not my thing. But that nigga needs to be debated. You know what I'm talking about? He needs somebody to go up there and wash his hair for him real quick. You know, beat his face with the information. Just, you know, because that nigga looks like he gets his eyebrows shaped up. Somebody needs to get up there and shape that nigga's eyebrows up with some truth. You know what I mean? Touch him up real quick. You know, touch him up. You know, clean him up. Because apparently he is, you know, he's sucking up that Black Twitter propaganda. Those are Black Twitter / you know. And when it comes to certain things with Black Twitter, my nigga, it's a mad thin line between their talking points and the white supremacist talking points. Because that shit that Jay-Z was on stage saying with Van Jones and whoever he was sitting next to, that is a talking point that you will find on the white supremacist websites. That's a fact. That's not a talking point that our master teachers have talked about. That's not a talking point the Queen of Four brought to the forefront. That's not a talking point that Dr. Francis Cress Welsing spoke of. That's not one of our teachers' talking points. That is a talking point of the Breitbarts, the Steve Bannons of the world. That's their talking point, that we are aggressive and we're unruly because our daddies are not in the house. Because our daddies are not in the house, right? Now, our daddies not being in the house can attribute for a lot of things. No, they're saying that we're unruly and we don't respect authority because our daddies are not in the house. But last time I checked, when I spoke to my daddy, he said when his daddy was in the house, they wasn't respecting authority back then. Where the fuck does the Panthers come from? They wasn't coming out of all single parent households. No. Authority is questioned and is not necessarily respected because of the track record that authority or this quote unquote policy officers have displayed towards our people since the quote unquote slave patrol. It's as simple as that. There's nothing else to talk about. We do not trust the motherfucking police. We don't have, I know if you get pulled over, you know, there's a role that you play. Nigga, depending on my circumstances, meaning that if I'm red-handed wrong, or if I got something in my car that I don't need to be, you know, found, nigga, I'm turning Carlton on you niggas. You understand? I'm turning Carlton. I know how to motherfucking code switch. Sorry to bother you. Excuse me, sir, officer. I can get real proper real quick. You know what I mean? So we know how to play the game, but that don't mean that we respect these niggas. That don't mean that we respect them. You just gotta, you at war. So you gotta choose your battles wisely. You know what I'm saying? You gotta choose your battles wisely. But I come from a day and age where I seen niggas abuse the police when I was younger. I'm talking about take their guns from them and smack fire out of them. Shit like that. I seen it. I seen police get knocked out. So I don't know what that nigga talking about. He used to have an unlimited Metro card. Now his shit is weekly. He about to lose that. You know what I mean? He keep fucking up. He about to lose his Metro card. He ain't gonna be able to swipe and come into Brooklyn no more. I tell you that much. You know? But the only time I'm co-signing a code switch is if it's dire straightest, nigga. If you get pulled over and your ass is dirty like a 1 month diaper, you gotta code, you gotta play the fucking role because your freedom is everything. Nigga, you turn into Shakespeare. You on stage, my nigga. You gotta turn into a character in order to get past, so you don't gotta skip. You can skip go and collect your 200, and you don't gotta go to jail and don't collect it. You don't want that. So yeah, play whatever fucking role that you gotta play. But know when to take off them goddamn tap dancing shoes, nigga. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, don't stay on forever. That's all I'm saying. That's just a word to the wise. But you ain't gonna see me. I'm not arguing with the police. I'm not, you know, there's some niggas that like to just curse them out and everything. I'm not on that. My mama and my daddy raised me. They told me not to be fucking stupid in these streets. So I'm not, if I don't need to curse you out, I won't be cursing you out. I'm gonna keep it moving. You know what I mean? But going back to what he said, that's just some dumb shit. That's just some real dumb shit. You got us looking like, a lot of them just got black people looking crazy, man. It's just crazy out here, bro. You know. I'm gonna take like 2 questions from the audience, and then you know, I'm gonna have to boogie and whatnot because I got a lot of things that I need to take care of. There's 800 some odd people in the building. Make sure y'all press them likes. All right. Make sure if anybody did not see In Too Deep 2.2, you go ahead and check that out. You know what I mean? Hit me up on the Cash App and I will send that to you video on demand. It is a fire lecture. I just did it the other week. All right. The information is upstairs. The research is upstairs. We got In Too Deep Part 1 and we got American Gods. I'm gonna have to do a follow-up for American Gods because as you see, your boy Jay-Z, he's acting up, but he's also stepping into his American God role. As you know, as much as people might not want to admit it, that nigga is godding. You know what I mean? He's stepping in, and all gods are not good gods. Let's be clear, it's demigods. You know what I mean? Just because somebody says God, don't think that it's some fucking a nigga planting flowers and being nice and whatnot. You know, like the TV show American Gods, none of them, no damn Shadow Moon, Mad Sweeney, none of the gods in the TV show were quote unquote good. They were not what you consider God. They were gods moving through this world, doing what the fuck they had to do to accomplish their goals. That's what they were doing. All of the gods that they showed you, none of them were like, damn near none of them were considered to be righteous. That's not what was going on. That's not what you saw. You saw them putting on to accomplish their goals and to get the motherfucking, to win whatever war that they were fighting. That's what you saw in that show. That's what it showed you. Anubis was there. Anansi was there. All of these people in the American Gods TV series, they were exposing these gods, and they were showing you have your gods fucked up. You have what you think your whole idea of what God is or what gods are. It's flawed. It's flawed. You're coming from a Christian Sunday school perspective, and it's completely flawed. Okay? Generator, operator, destroyer. That's right. God. Gold, oil, diamonds. Nigga. God. And in America, in the wilderness of North America, nigga, the gods is fucking evil. The gods are evil and they good at the same time. There's dark demi-gods or demi-urges. There's dark gods out there. More archangels. I know more archangels than angels, I tell you that much. Nigga. I know more demigods than I know gods. I know some powerful people, but power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. I know powerful people, but the motherfuckers ain't no tree huggers. Let's be clear. I know some powerful people. I know some people that are out there for the power, and I ain't talking about 50 Cent. But these niggas is not out here planting flowers all day. They not just out here rocking babies to sleep and whatnot. That's not what's going on. Let's be clear. I don't want to scare you niggas, but that's what's going, So he might turn into a Sith Lord and whatnot. He might turn into the Dark Emperor. But, he is out here on his American God shit. And the NFL, the Nephilim, that's... What else? The NFL replaced church on Sunday, nigga. The NFL is definitely somewhere where the gods, the American gods, are both created and made, and that's where they would love to hang out. That's a cathedral. That's a religion. That's a power base. Oh yeah, Kevin Hart incident. Industry, I don't know. Dave Chappelle talked about it. Dave Chappelle, he showed you, and remember, the way that they act, the way that the industry moves, or the way that the alphabet soup boys move, you violate, it's like the mafia. You could fuck up. They're not going to get you the week that you fucked up. They're not going to strike back. They're going to make you forget about it. And then when you least expect it, that's when they'll hit your ass. When everything dies down, they're going to come through sliding. Right? That's how they do it in the hood. That's how they do it in the hood. You get into some problems with people in the hood, they like, nah, I'm good. I don't want no smoke. They let that shit die down. They let you go to sleep. They let you take your motherfucking mind off of them. And then when you least expect it, you turn into Ricky from Boys in the Hood, nigga. They pulling up. Hey, I want you to meet my little friend. You know what I mean? And nigga, Swiss cheese. I ain't talking about Swiss beats, nigga. You turn into Swiss cheese. That's what happens. It happens every day in the hood. So with Kevin Hart, he violated, he crossed them. They probably like, yo, you know what? Let him ride, let him rock. Let him release a few movies and whatnot, because he's not going to even suspect it. And then go and clip your brakes or some shit Or you know, these cars are electric. They got the jump off where, well, he was in, I think he was in a retro car. So a friend of his was driving. I don't know all of the details, so I'm not even gonna get conspiratorial. But I do know that the brother was in a car accident, a serious car accident, and his back was injured. He had serious back injuries. And if anybody ever had a back injury, you know that is not a fucking game. I had a back injury before. There ain't no game. There ain't nothing to play with, bro. That is nothing to play with. Sometimes you would hope that one of your limbs or something on your chest was hurting, because your back, where your spine is basically one of the most important parts of this body of ours. So I heard this. I heard that the surgery was successful, and yeah, if your back lock up, you can't move. You don't. I mean, the back is important, very important, very important. So I'm sending out energy to that man. Now, I brought up another situation that happened in Las Vegas, where one of my OGs, one of my elders, Brother Franklin, he was involved in a car accident. He was basically, you know, he got banged up and whatnot. It's been said that he's been paralyzed. And when I put it out on the show, I got a response from, yeah, the third passenger in the Kevin Hart situation was unharmed, right? There was 3 people in the car, and one was unharmed, and 2 of them were basically banged up. He was in a 1970 Plymouth muscle car, right? Yeah, Tracy Morgan thing, right? Yeah, Tracy Morgan bounced back. So what we know is, you know, our brother in Las Vegas, our elder, who was in a very bad car accident. The brother brought us out there for Kemet in the Desert Part 6. He brought us out there in February 22nd. This brother is a pillar in his community, okay? He's an elder. He's on the radio. He has a radio show. He's a pillar in the community. And I asked the family to send that man some energy. And I want to say thank you for doing that, because he got his improvement, his condition is improving, okay? So the healing energy from the collective is being sent out to our brother, and his condition is improving. So I want to say thank you. Thank you very much. You don't even know you don't know the elder, but if you met the elder, you will fall in love with this man, because he is a very good brother. This brother's heart is pure. He loves life. He's very happy with his life. Hold on. Trying to see. I'm looking for the DVD that we got from Vegas. From Blueface to Blackface. That's the lecture that we did out there with them. And this man is in love with life. He has a beautiful family. He's a beautiful brother. You know what I'm saying? So I want us to send more energy, all 800 and plus of us, send energy, more energy to the healing of our elder, and make sure that he comes back to his powerful, happy, healthy self. All right? That's all I'm saying. And I know that we can do this. This is, you know, energy. There's no boundaries to energy. And for all of my brothers and sisters in the Bahamas, for all of my brothers and sisters along the coast and whatnot that are preparing for that hurricane, I got family right there in Florida that live on the coast, Port St. Lucie. My younger sister is in Port St. Lucie. I'm sending her energy. I'm sending all of the family in Miami. I'm sending my sister, Young Mary, everybody in Miami, everybody in Jacksonville. All of the family out there in along Diallo Sekou, the product is you. All of the family that brought us out to Jacksonville, who pulled up and showed love. I'm just praying. I'm sending y'all energy to make sure that you are sheltered. The fucking hurricane is moving at 1 mile per hour. Okay? The hurricane, which registered as a category 5, it's been downgraded to a 4. It was moving at 1 mile per hour. Do you know how slow that is? Nigga. Do you know how 1 mile an hour? A hurricane? Moving at 1 mile per hour? So it was over the Grand Bahamas, tearing that shit to shreds. Tearing it up to you know how small the Bahamas is. It tore the Bahamas to shreds. 1 mile per hour at 180 to 200 mile per hour winds. It was cooking. It was cooking. So it's scheduled to visit the Carolines, Geechee Gully land, coastal land. It's scheduled to hit Florida, coastal land. So I just want to send a lot of power. Now, the Epstein Island is in the Virgin Islands. It's in St. Thomas. No, St. John's. My bad. It's in St. John's. So I just want to send, let's just send the protection energy over our family, especially the Geechee and Gullah lands. Let's send a protection energy over Savannah. I hope them fucking trees don't get messed up. There's some loved ones in Savannah. Send the energy out to Savannah, please. Okay? Charleston. Send the energy out to the family out there. Please. Okay? You know? But I hope that those pigs die in the Carolinas. I hope the fucking hurricane takes all of them pigs away from you niggas and sweeps them up and sends them into the ocean. You got too many fucking pigs out there. You know what I mean? You should be lining the fucking pigs up instead of the sandbags, because that could stop the storm. You know, get those fucking pigs out of there. You know what I mean? And maybe that smell of shit will just clear up after the storm, hopefully. But what if the fucking storm goes and takes all of that septic, all of that pig waste and starts spinning that all into the storm? That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Because there's more pigs in South Carolina than humans. Do you know that? Do you know that there's more pigs, there's more swine in South Carolina than there are humans? That's where the slaughterhouses are. So what I am praying for, and I apologize, I don't want to, because there's some niggas out here, they got a hard on for them chitlins. But the energy that I am sending to Dorian is to destroy all of the slaughterhouses and to fuck them chickens up. You know what I mean? I hope you niggas got your Popeyes, cause we about to put the chicken farms out of business. They need to go. You know what I mean? They need to go. So that's the energy that I'm putting out to destroy the chicken farms and the motherfucking slaughterhouses. It's too much death. It's too much destruction. When you drive through there, you can smell the death. You could feel the death. You know what I mean? Them goddamn white peckerwoods, them backwood crackers. Yeah, they are also KKK. They also white supremacists. They double it. It's the same people. So yeah, I'm not gonna. They need a shower. They need to get washed. They need to get washed. The chicken farms need to get washed. The pig farms need to get washed. I'm not gonna put a cape on for that. I'll sit back, you know, eating my tofu turkey while that shit gets tore up. You know what I mean? And won't bat an eye. Won't have no double feelings about that. So, you know, it is what it is. But with that being said, I want to thank everyone for participating in the show tonight. It was a wonderful experience for me. Hopefully, it was the same for you. You know, I see y'all on Thursday. I might be. I'm scheduled to be in Houston, Texas this week. Everybody, my daughter's birthday is on Wednesday. Young Bella, she'll be 6 years old. Wisdom Bella, my heart, my baby girl, the love of my life. You know, so daddy gotta pull up and do what daddies do, right? You know what I mean? So with that being said, shout out to my brother Pop Darby. Like I said, we might do a pop-up because I want to make sure that my brother gets into office out there in the 3rd Ward in Houston. So I'm going to make sure, shout out to Casey too. Her birthday is on the 4th. All right. So I'm going to make sure that my brother, my shifter, Pop Darby, is an elected official because I know that he's going to make powerful moves. So I might go out there to Texas and just lend my face card to his cause. And we may do a pop-up for voter registration or whatever it may be. But, you know, I gotta get the Facts Initiative or the Facts 2020 out there. So what better place to do it but on my brother's platform while he's running for office? Get it? So with that being said, I'll let the family in Houston. If you're not signed up to this page or to this channel, just hit the subscription button. It's not gonna hurt you. You'll receive notifications when we go live because if I'm out there and we do a pop-up, I'm going live. I'm gonna let y'all see what's cracking. I'll go live from the Instagram as well. If you're not on Instagram with me, go and pull up Red Pill, Blue Pillar, and you know, click on the follow button and you'll be alerted to everything that's popping up. October, the UK, that's in the bag. We're gonna be 4 different dates in the United Kingdom. The first week of October, United Kingdom, across the pond, the Mondem in it. We're gonna be, it's gonna be monumental. Blue Pill has something this weekend in Atlanta at Wadada. It's free. It's called The Universe is Conspiring Part 2, featuring Ra Aku, all right? Ra Aku, the physician. That's going to be at Wadada in the West End, September the 7th. Free 99, all right? Blue Pill and the good brother Cosmo. So you could go on his page, Blue Pill 44, and I think he'll be here tomorrow for Tough Talk Tuesdays with the good brother Ken Bripson. All right? So make sure y'all sign up to facts2020.org. Make sure, shout out to all of my Patreons, Patreon.com/Red Pillar, and also KTLUniversity.com. You already know we got some treats coming for that ass in the very near future. All right? Love and light, peace and love.